okay. Live on each of the platforms just to make sure that everything is fine. Let me just make sure that we're live, that we're actually live. Hey, guys, today is Nyoga got to me, guys. This is Nyoga got to me. We didn't have electricity for most of the day. But I am back. I'm here. Those who are joining, just let me know if you can hear me there in the comments. Just let me know that my sound is fine. I am flying just a tad bit blind tonight. So just let me know that you can hear me. And then, yeah, we can get into the show. Oh, guys, no electricity. I didn't have electricity for today. Apologies for not having a show this afternoon. Just electricity, guys. Behambile. My phone had died. Yeah, a lot was happening. But I am here. They finally fixed it. I'm over here. Guys who have just joined, just let me know if you can hear me. Please. Let me know if my sound is okay. And then I can go ahead and start up. Oh, no, same here. That's why it was gone for 6 hours, agent. I don't want to say anything. Too deep. But anyway, guys, welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is George Mokwena. I am your host. I do this every Monday to Friday, 12:30 in the afternoon. Every Monday to Wednesday at 8 p.m. Just today, man. Hey, I'm a cable, but it's fine. We're here. If you want to watch any of our previous episodes, they are available on Facebook and on YouTube in full with the panels with everybody speaking, not just me. And you get to eavesdrop and hear into some of the best conversations you can have about football with some of the best people to have conversations about football with. Also, the best way to contribute to the page is to go over to YouTube. There's a 20 Rand tier for membership. You can join, and then it gives you access to the WhatsApp group. Oh, the WhatsApp group. That's where we go deep into certain topics and certain things before I bring it up here. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start the show. For this show, for the interest of time, guys, each segment is going to be around 20 minutes. I'm going to allow a new panel for each segment. And then we're going to try to get as many people in to have these conversations with. So if you want to join, just know that you have to be following me on TikTok. Join while I'm live on TikTok. And then there'll come a time where I'll say I'm opening up the lines. Click the button that says multi-guest, and then you can request. I'll let you in and we'll have a chat. So first story up. There's a rumor that PITSO Msimani, coach of WAHDA over there in the UAE, he's lost three out of the 5 games that he's had, 3 out of the last 5 games, and he's also sitting 6th on the UAE Pro League. And there's a rumor that PITSO might be let go by the team and might be a free agent. PITSO Msimane, as we know, from Supersport, we know him from Sundowns, from Bafana, went to Al Ali Saudi, where he promoted the team and got taken out right before the stars started arriving, and he headed over to the UAE. I think this calls into question the moves that PITSO has made. I think his plan was that he was going to go through the Arab world and make himself more known to the guys who own teams in Europe, and possibly go into Europe that way, because it seemed as though Europe doesn't want to go that route. But what I want to speak about is, if PITSO does leave, where does he go from here? That's why Ngayvali. What happens when PITSO leaves? Does PITSO get his move to Europe? Where did it go wrong? Did he take the right move to go that side? Is it panning out for him? A lot of Kaizer Chiefs have been saying to me, Kaizer Chiefs going to come in and do whatever. Will he come back to South Africa? These are all questions that I want to discuss with a panel, and I'm going to open the panel right now. So please, guys, you can request. Agent, there's this the green thing up here, the green tile up here, that tells you what we're speaking about today. So we're going to speak about PITSO today at Al Wala. We're going to speak about Chiefs getting banned. We're going to speak about BANYANA beating DRC and going to the next round of the Olympic qualifiers. And then finally, we're going to speak about Lionel Messi and his Ballon d'Or. So that's what we're going to speak about today. Let me see who's here. Lange, how are you?
I'm fine. Yes. Ngazizwe indaba.
Tell me, what do you think about PITSO Msimane and him leaving there's a rumor that he might be leaving?
Mina, I think it would be a good move for PITSO. Akukho okukhulu engathi ubekelwe khona laphana. He can do more in our continent and mhlambe on other continents. Mhlambe nje usazothathwa enye European team. Mhlambe khona ocuthile nje lapha eEurope ozombona.
But then abamthathanga up to this
And
point. Why bangamthathanga up to this point? Phela lo muntu uwina ama-CAF Champions League, uyile kuma-Club World Cup. I think he finished third twice. Why bangamthathanga up to this point in Europe?
Ngicabanga ukuthi bawathatha kancane ama-skills akhe because ama-skills aPITSO makhulu, mhlawumbe ukuthi usuke e-Africa and bathatha kancane ibhola lase-Africa, yabo izinto ekanjalo. Nanokuthi ngeke vele uzokhipha like abakwazi ukuxosha ucoach okhona nje kanjalo
Yeah.
bezofaka uma singekho isikhala ekufanele engene kuso, asikho isidingo sokuthi beze bemthatha.
Okay. Let me bring in Agent. Agent, how are you, my brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
You always give people space, Mara.
I always give them because that's not supposed to be a monopoly of me only. You know, I must give others a chance to hear them out. You know, but
What do you think of the situation with PITSO?
I think he was never gonna go to Europe, the African route. He was just going to cycle around the top teams. Al Ali, WAHDA, Esperance, yeah, Tarajia, Esperance. And the only other thing that I was seeing him coming back to was Chiefs. I think he's already admired Chiefs from a distance. So yeah, I think
Ngajabula mina ngiza kuyi-Chiefs.
yeah. So because I didn't remember the way he left. You know, there's a saying that don't don't leave your behinds. You know, when you are leaving your room, you'll return to it. You know, so the way he left Sundowns wasn't nice. You know, remember even for the president, you're saying things about the president. So I don't think he'd return to Sundowns. So the only way for him to return south of Africa is to Chiefs. You know, I don't think he has that affection of Pirates. So I never saw him going to Europe. If he wanted to go, Europe was to go through the Arabs. You know, so yeah, I kind of understood him. It was a good decision for him to go there. You know, so yeah, it's just unlikely that it didn't work out. And if he gets fired, for me, if I was his agent, I'd rather take him to maybe France second league, you know, yeah, League 2, you know, or to the Belgium League 2 also, you know, because that's the thing. I don't think any European country takes PITSO into that league. You know, let's be fair about it. You know, so yeah.
Okay. Let me go to Kumo. Kumo, how are you, my brother?
Sure, Buena. How's everyone?
No, I'm good. We still need to fix that problem, but we'll do it. Tell me, what do you think? What do you think of this situation with PITSO, where there's a rumor that he's going to leave WAHDA?
I wouldn't be surprised, eh? Like, PITSO, I love him. He's our father, eh? But sometimes his mouth, man, he's too honest. It can get him into trouble. Like, we appreciate it. He used to get away on August Sundowns because he had carte blanche. But you know how some people are, especially the Arabs, but strict, and there are laws, bruh. Hey, you just can't say whatever you want to the public platform.
You can't say anything you want to.
I don't know, like What do you want to? I can't follow league here.
He's
What
lost
do you
3
want?
out of the last 5 games. He won on Friday, but then the 3 games before that were all losses. That's what's starting the rumors. And apparently the club is assessing their options. That's what they say.
Yeah, ish, and the other thing is like when you're a black man, like you have to work twice as hard. And so when you gonna be that vocal,
Yeah.
bashing your former club, even though they did you wrong, but still you were bashing them publicly, makes you look otherwise. And Kamo Happy, I think that's also why he can't make the drop to go to any European league. Because he's good, he's got talent, like he's got so much experience. I feel like he should be coaching the likes of your Everton, like Lebo Pochettino. He could do the job possibly. If they can give Frank Lampard a chance, why not beat one? Maraish, this guy Lena. Agent said he's gonna come for Chiefs. I think no offense, but I think it's gonna be a downgrade.
It's not gonna
If he's
work.
gonna come back to if he's gonna come back to Africa, he should become as a head coach of some national team, or I think he's gonna open his own football academy. Those I think are his only options. So long.
Okay. Mindlo, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you? Mindlo, can you hear me?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Petty Network. It's fine. What do you think of PITSO's position right now? Hey, Mindlo, I think the delay is a bit bad. Try come back on. Lange, I want to come back to you. Now PITSO, now, let's say, I know Ukuma touched on it. Where does he go from here? If you were PITSO's agent, where would you take him?
Khona into ayikhulumile ukhuma ukuthi it would be a downgrade to go to Chiefs. Yes, it would be a bit of downgrade, but imagine taking that downgrade and making it an upgrade. Imagine sewine CAF ne-Chiefs. Imagine ukuthi igama lakhe lizothathwa libekwephi lapho. I don't think ukuthanda i-team yakhe or into eceleni like zomnyisa phezulu. He's a coach. And it doesn't work for coaches ukuthi bephathe team. But mengazama ama-Spanish second league kanjena or Europe second league, mhlampe lawo ma-teams angamthatha because i-potential yena unayo, and mase lapho he can do anything ezomisa phezulu.
Marushilo nayo ukuthi ngathi ama-African countries, ama-African coach abawafuni. Maybe should he just ayeke Europe and just be, a world coach, just bone Brazil, azihambele nje throughout the world.
I think useqalile vele wahamba throughout the world, ungaqhubeka naleyo journey, but sekuyi mostly i-decision ye-manager yakhe, because vele sesiyakhuluma but there are little chances zokuthi ngaze la e-South Africa ngisho nakwi-Chiefs nje. I-Chiefs ngeke iqedele ucoach omusha sha iphinde uthathe yamiyeka e-free, yakhumbula e-free Chiefs idinga ucoach. Manje Chiefs ayilaleli ke. Yeah.
Okay. Agent, what should PITSO's next move be? And should he give up on this European thing and become maybe a world coach?
Guys, I think before I answer your question, let's look at the best coaches that have come from Africa. You look at that guy of Egypt, I'm forgetting his name, that old man. You remember he was coaching in Egypt? Yeah, I don't think he had ambitions to coach at South Africa, Arabs in Africa suffer from illnesses that South Africans suffer from. Are comfortable in the environment, and who else? Then comes PITSO, so you haven't had any coach, top coach, who deserves to go outside Africa who was the best, you know, who wanted. It's only PITSO now, you know. So whoever first starts that who breaks the line that Africans can do it, he's always gonna have it. He's always gonna have a tough time, you know. And then it comes back to I was watching agents on TK Solutions earlier on, you know, and I was like, you know what? In football, sometimes not how good you are, it's how good your agent is. You know, what connections does he have? And you look at PITSO. PITSO is being managed by his wife. No offense, he's not the big fish in the agents market. Look at Obeni. Obeni lo una coacha Amazulu. Amazulu and Cape Town Spurs.
Mara Benny is a Champions League winner. Bamtsiba kakwa.
They know him, right? But Ten Hag, remember Ten Hag was the one who was what is the word? Who was selecting here? It's not a board of Manchester United. It was Ten Hag who was selecting the player. That's the coach. You know, and Ten Hag does. I don't think it would matter about who won Champions League. Can the person do the job? You know. So you want to tell me if PITSO submitted a CV and it was PITSO and Benny, you think they'll still choose Benny? You know.
I think Benny is more familiar to them. I think if I'm looking for a strikers coach, even just marketing wise, if PITSO was coming in for strikers coach, I don't think I'd bring PITSO in for that role. But then if I'm bringing in somebody from Man United, at least I can make I can make the jump and say, you know what, he knows what striking is in the English Premier League. You get what I mean? So even to sell it to fans, you know.
Yeah, but I think, like I said, with the coach, you would say, but he is a striker's coach. He has a strike before, but look at this one. We are bringing in a wealth of experience, you know, just for strikers, you know. I don't think Benny just focuses on strikers only. He focuses on the midfielders also. He focuses on strikers also. So you bring in a person with such kind of wealth of a coach, you know, a wealth of experience. So I think for me, the problem again with PITSO is his agent. You know, if his agent was top class, no offense to Miss Money, he would have found at least a job even in the third tier of English of the English leagues, you know, or France or any. Because for me, the best way to access the market in Europe is take a team from first division, promote it, you know. So if PITSO's ambitions are Europe, then he should tell his agent, his wife, that work in connection with someone from Europe who knows the European market, then put me into a first division team. I'll promote it myself. You know, that's my point.
But do we believe that he hasn't done that? Is it maybe a deeper problem?
Like I said, for me, the thing is connection, bro. This is the football. You eat on connections. You know? Are you connected enough? You know, because imagine exactly going back to Obeni. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it, but look at Obeni. How many strikers coaches do you think are there in the world who are better than Benny? You know, but because Obeni's agent is linked to Ten Hag somehow, he was able to drop in the CV for Obeni. And I heard Obeni saying he wasn't the only one, there were many, you know. So it begs the question, who got the invite? Because it was never a public job.
Okay.
You know? Okay. And how can a person in Africa get a job, get an invite to a secluded job? You know? So that's why it goes back to connection side. And for me, again, if his ambitions go to a second tier league, if you want money, stay in Arab world, you know, or North Africa. Or if you want to be Dora the Explorer, or like Stuart Baxter.
Coach in India. Guys, at least Brazilian.
Go to India, go to Asia, go to those countries, you know. Because at the end of the day, when you look back, you say, I was in Africa, I won 2 caps. I went to Saudi Arabia, I promoted a team, I woke up a sleeping giant. I went to Asia, I did this. At the end of the day, that is also legacy, you know. But if he wants love, go to Chiefs, you know. What a better legacy. I'm not saying this as a Sundowns fan. What a better legacy would it be if he rebuilds Chiefs, you know? the love that he's gonna get from there. You know, he's going to be regarded as the best thing ever since sliced bread. You know,
We'll make him the best thing ever. Even before he's done anything. But wait, let me go to Kumo quickly. Kumo, since you sort of answered this question, I'm going to ask you a new one. This will be the last question for the panel. Are we making African coaches believe that they can CV themselves into Europe when it's actually not true? What does an African coach have to do to go and coach in Europe? Like if Rulani decided that his pathway was to go to coach Arsenal or whoever, but let's pick a random big team, Arsenal. How would an African coach have to go about it?
I like what the agent said. Like, I think it's all about who you know and who you network with. Because there's a saying in business where they say your net worth is your network. PITSO has rubbed shoulders with your Jurgen Klopp's, and Pep Guardiola's, right? That's some conferencing. So he has connections, and really, if he wanted to go there that bad, I think he could have humbled himself more. I use the term humbling himself because we all know how PITSO is. He's a very proud man. So, and also age, I don't see him working under I'm going to use Lampard or Arteta. Like, what is he going to learn from them besides the Engels culture? Because I believe he's better than those two anyway. So, man, yeah, and he has no track record in Europe. I get, if I'm not mistaken, I think he played in the USA back in the day.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think
he could
so.
go there, yeah. Okay. If they can get idiots like Wayne Rooney to go coach, I think he can also go to the USA and be a coach. No matter I like Rooney's not the sharpest tool in the shed. We all know that. So yeah, he could do a great job that side, ne?
Okay.
And I like how you always think he's gonna revive Chiefs, ne?
Me.
There's no guarantee. Yeah. No, I'm talking about my fellow panelists here. I don't think he can.
Yeah, that environment is.
Yeah, and experience and history has taught us whenever Chiefs tries to emulate Sundowns by getting their CBD Wawana, it hasn't worked out for them. So now you want to get PITSO or are PITSO those two egos are gonna clash. Or Sundowns, so like part of the reason why he was so successful, I'm gonna feel a blank check. But about do whatever you want. Remember here we were speaking about how the Mutaungs, more restricted, they buy players for you and things like that. Do you think PITSO and PITSO like you know how he is? He's going to expose everything in public and while it's already the one about PR.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna be a clash with egos. It won't work, guys.
Okay.
PITSO if he doesn't coach Awule his own football academy or again and be the next Danny Jordan, something along executives, because we could use him that like a man of his skills up there.
Okay.
And by the way, Gikri.
Oh, we great.
Yeah, Kaizer no sharp.
Okay, no, sharp. What does an African coach have to do? If Rulani wants to go coach in the top leagues in Europe, he wants to go coach the biggest teams in Europe, how does an African coach get to that place? How would you advise if they were your client?
An African coach, cool because in the instance of PITSO, what has PITSO not done? He has played with them. He's taken a team from the bottom. Wathatha Sundowns esingayazi wayibeka le kakhulu yabaphezulu wahamba uyakwazi ngisho nokuthatha i-team ephezulu vele i-maintain ihlala iphezulu usakubona i-Al-Ahly ukwazi ukuthatha abantu abehlile abasehlathini and promote them. Yini angayenzanga uPITSO? PITSO has done it. And it's ngicabanga ukuthi ilento ayishilo u-agent mekuwukuthi kusho u-agent ukuthi breaking the line ukuba umuntu oqala it's always the hardest because there are very minimum people ababelieve kuwo.
Okay.
Yeah, so And-ke khona othe ukhuma uthe ilontuzana ngeke ekwazi ukusebenza kwi-Chiefs. I believe that he can work kwi-Chiefs because isesebenze ngawo wonke ama-instance and uzokwazi ukulontuza. Uzobe kungasekhona ukuthi siyayikopela but uzokwazi uku-implement indlela yakhe ethi yena nendlela abona ngayo.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, agent, I've come to you to be my agent. Tell me, I'm a budding young coach from Africa. I'm playing Champions League. I'm doing all these things. I want to go to Europe. How would you suggest I do it?
I think with Aish.
I'm Rulani. I'm showing people's flames in the African
I
Football
want to say
League.
something.
I'm there,
I want to
KFCL. I'm
say
doing
something.
all that. Wow.
I want to say something that many won't like.
Okay.
PITSO is a black Jose. He doesn't necessarily. I hear people saying about tiki taka under PITSO with us. It was a semi tiki taka. It wasn't tiki taka, you
Hey,
know.
but you guys, you knew how to be
Um,
ugly at times.
you get, you know, and look at how he also elevated his game in Egypt, you know. So how many teams right now would take a PITSO kind of coach?
Yeah.
You know, he's like a Sean Dyche which went to a private school, you know,
Okay.
or those coaches are being taken out of the system, you know. So if anything, I feel like I would be disappointed personally. I may not necessarily. I'm ambivalent about the guy, but I would be disappointed if a brilliant mind like Urulani doesn't coach in Europe. You know. So how does Urulani get to Europe? It is the same way players in Africa get to Europe. You know, it's the same path. You know, it's rare that you find a best player in Africa going directly to those big leagues. You know, you look at Otau. You know, the path that he had to go through. There was a player in Botswana called Offense Senato. He was signed by Atletico Madrid. He had to go and play for Atletico Kolkata in India under Stuart Baxter and Colwell. You look at Odenis Onyango. For how long was he the best African player? But no European team, as far as I'm concerned, came knocking. You know, and it's different to Arabs, because Arabs, I think they're comfortable where they are. You know.
Okay.
So you look at the players. Where did his man come from? You know, he had to come from the French leagues. He had to come from second tier. So I think that's the path which coaches have to follow. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, and someone is asking, what is special about Rulani?
Yeah. Nake batla go bua ka Rulani. Okay, no, thank you to the first panel. Guys, feel free to request again if there's no space allocated after that. Then our next topic for today, we're going to speak about social media FC, as people are saying. But wait, before I speak about social media FC, let me give you my thoughts. I think that we're lying if we're saying that coaching in Europe is going to be based on merit coming from Africa. I think that PITSO Msimane is one of the greatest coaches on the African continent. But the issue is that I don't think PITSO is celebrated and marketed as such. So when you're selling somebody to a team in any of the European leagues, especially coming from Africa, I think we forget about, again, the other parts of it, the marketing part, the public relations part. I wanna, if you are selling you're selling PITSO, but if you're selling the greatest African coach ever, I think a few more European teams go, okay, I understand, we do this, we do that, we do that. You get what I mean? I understand you then. But PITSO's just another African guy. There's stories behind everyone. Benny doesn't get the story. It doesn't get to Manchester United because of his time at Amazulu, right? Benny gets there because Benny is known in Europe. He's known for Ajax. He's known wherever. He's a Champions League winner. Abo Mourinho are vouching for him when he tweets. I remember when he won a trophy with Cape Town City. Mourinho tweeted that, Instagram, that no, my coaches are winning that side. All of those things count to get you in there. So uPITSO naye, you're not going to get into Europe through Saudi. You're not going to get into Europe to all of that stuff. You just need to get the marketing behind you that says, guys, you're signing the best coach in Africa. That's what you need to do. But if you're not going to do that and you're just going to let it go, then it's like, guys, what am I signing? How do I explain it to everyone? How do I explain PITSO to my team in England? I can explain Benny. Guys, remember that guy who was second only to Cristiano on the scoring charts? The guy who won the Champions League? The guy who was on fire in Ajax? Even Kimang, what's his name? Ten Hag could also say, oh yeah, I know him. I coached Ajax. He's an Ajax legend, or he played at Ajax. I can make sense of it, right? But if you can't do those things, Nabo Arteta, fine, Arteta had the connections with Pep. Pep vouched for him, and the PR and the media vouched that he's the greatest young mind in sports, yada, 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 yada. And then they took him and made him the coach, right? Sometimes it's not just about what you've done. It's also about who you know, one, but also how you're packaged. You know, CV. Sometimes, man, you have to put the words in your CV. You have to do those things to be chosen. I think it's the same as the coaches and all of those people. But anyway, moving on to the next topic. Agent, you can come back. You can come back. There isn't a line. You can come back. Happy you're a paying member now. So my contributors, I love you guys. So let me put in the next panel. Who was here? So B-Rob. Okay, B-Rob. Oh, B-Rob Asali. Velile, how are you, my brother?
Ngiyaphila kunjani mntaka baba?
No, you're right. So news has come out that Kaizer Chiefs fans were banned. 8th of November, FNB Stadium will have no fans versus Cape Town Spurs. There's a 300,000 fine that has been added, that has been suspended for 6 months for what happened at Amazulu. There's a 50,000 rand fine that must be paid now. It was previously suspended, but because they transgressed again, but they pay another one now. And then if it happens again within 6 months, Chiefs will have to pay 300,000 rand and play at a neutral venue. How do you feel about this whole situation?
Yeah, ngibingelele wonke umuntu nje ku panel. Angazi ukuthi kancane ngingaqala ngale muva kule topic nyana siqeda ukuzwa.
One sentence.
One sentence.
Siyamuva la.
Oh, okay, I know. Athi ngokuhloniphe lo akunake ngisazobuya sikudiscuss ngelanga. No man, indaba ye-Kaizer Chiefs, there's nothing new there because we've always expected that. Because if you look at the sentences, babanika uzola majavu since baqala vele from the time check out others one at the end of last season. Because if mawutapela ama-punishment aqala from lapho before kuphela i-season edlulile baqala ka-check out others one. So now and then they've been paying and lama suspended fees because you can see it has been continuously. So look up until Vele figure on the last punishment whereby he said now, okay, now they're going to play under closed doors, but it was suspended with that 50,000 rand. So we knew that. Remember last time ngakubuza ngathi uzola majavu sakakhulumile yini ukuthi sekunjalo because we knew it's coming. But i-timing yakhona uyayibona ibekwe njani. That's why bezosho sheshisa masinya quickly because the only 2 games that are coming that are home games.
There's a match coming. There's a match coming. Go on, matches that.
Yes. So that's why they have to make it quickly, so that maybe the next game it's like empty. Is this one Cape Town Space, not Leon, 11. So we knew that fine was there. It was not even open for discussion. It was just suspended. But I think it's long overdue because it has been happening now and then consistently. And surely if they are doing one thing and the same thing now and again without no changes, so you have to come up with something stronger and implement something different. But lena besiyimele vele besesazi ukuthi
But then
yes.
is it enough, the punishment? Is it enough, or is it a slap on the wrist? Abo suspended, abo banbani. Are there real consequences? Ngoba, as we say, siyazi ukuthi maybe it would have been more matches if not for the matches.
Yeah. The good thing about it, ukuthi he preempted it too much of, because if you look at the last judgment, he did say that we were going to consider one match behind closed doors. So I see that we already knew. That's why I was asking you again. I was asking you, ukuthi, yeah, because we knew that one match man is coming, man, it's done, because it was suspended with that 50,000 man. So now do you see this? Now you see there's punishment already for the 300,000. If it happen again, we know automatically that 300,000 kicks in. You see? Then again, maybe there might be another new punishment. Good, okay, now moving forward, if this happen again, maybe you'll pay 3 home games without supporters. Because you know, like home games, and imali is again gate takings. So in either way, it's sort of like it's a sort of a punishment, but it's not as leya 11.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah,
that
that's a punishment.
That's a punishment, but it becomes a problem because remember now, ukuthi bashago, those tickets wale yana, dala thing maybe 3 months back. So people they've got tickets already suddenly on that game 11. I can tell you, people abana ama-ticket wanga-11 abanawo le bwangekho, but okay bange-11
Mara nami ngine-season ticket mani ngifuna ukubona i-Cape Town Spares.
Hayi nisayikhuluma nodwa ejardini lenu le, angithi vele yenu le ndisikase nodwa ama-season ticket azange nisifake lapho.
It's agent. You brought this up in the group. You brought this one up in the group. What do you feel about this punishment that was given to Kaizer Chiefs? Is it enough? Is it going to deter Kaizer Chiefs? Will they change something?
It reminds me of my parents. You know, when we were growing up, you know, everything went by. You know, belt, you know, that thing which cooks pap, anything would go by. You know, but when I grew old and I saw my younger brothers go to Unity Corner, I'm like, hey, Unity Corner. You know, I think it's that thing where you guys have just been put in Unity Corner. You know, let's look at punishment. What punishment says you did something wrong, we are trying to correct that. You know, and we look at retribution was one of the 5 purposes that we look for when you're saying or punishing someone. You know, when we say punishment is meant for retribution, we are saying, you know, is the punishment appropriate to what you did? You know, and what did Chiefs fans do? They almost killed a person. That was attempted murder. That was attempted murder. And you guys have just been told, given a fine, and we'll stay away from a useless game. You know, and would this punishment rehabilitate Chiefs fans? You know, I doubt things like nothing would change. You know, would this punishment deter the fans and the Kaizer Chiefs management? You know, I think this was the most important one. You know, if you miss the Soweto derby, you know,
that's a real punishment.
That's real punishment. You're taking real stuff now. You know, fans would never. I think they would think twice before they throw things on the whatever. You know, and also it will hurt the Chiefs management. You know, because money would go from that pocket on top of the 300,000 which they've paid. You know, so they would next time make a proper decision. You know what? ish, now we need to do things well and appoint a proper coach who's gonna rebuild this thing so that we never have a repeat of this, And again, like I said, for me, this was not a punishment. It was just saying, go to your neutral corner and think about your actions.
Would you
Nothing would
punish?
change.
Would you punish your bosses? I asked you this in the group. Would you punish your boss?
So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Would I, if I was a lawyer, if I've done law, would I prosecute? Okay, if I was a judge, let me say judge. Would I convict Branos, even though he's hired me? Yes, because he's done something wrong. I would punish him. That's the thing. Like, we shouldn't be run like a mafia, even though.
But isn't there a conflict of interest? I punish you tomorrow. My services are no longer what.
But I think if I recall well, I think the PSL prosecutor has security of 10. Is it 5 years? I think it's 5 years.
Then the contract comes around, and we're not happy with your performance.
Then he has no use, because we want him specifically for this kind of things. It's like next time. Okay, let me use Parrots fans because I'm friends with Parrots. If I use Chiefs, they say I always throw them. If Kaizer, for example, has a shady dealing somehow with the player, shouldn't they punish Parrots because the owner is the chairman? It's a conflict of interest, but you must do the right thing. That's why we put you guys. We put you there and pay you the big bucks. Do the right thing. Yeah.
I don't know who put them there, but we'll see. Malume Kutso, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Well, how are you, Mr. OT?
Malume Kutso ke mo re shapa batho man. Re latlhela batho ka mabotolo, re latlhela batho ka ntho tse kaofela. And here's the punishment that has been.
Quick, is there anyone on the waiting list so that I can exit? Because I just wanted to talk about that. Is there anyone?
There's one. Okay, that's fine. So, Malume Kutso, re shapa batho re etsa ntho tse kaofela. Here's the punishment that has been given to Kaizer Chiefs, repeat offenders. Do you think that it's enough? What do you think about this ban?
There's a coach who once described the Kaizer Chiefs. We took it as a joke, but he was right. Thuggish behavior. Thuggish behavior. He was angry. And great minds think alike. Then he just said, thuggish behavior. This is thuggish behavior. But I understand the tough position that the prosecutor finds himself. And agent made a reference to lawyers and their bosses. I want to agent to go and look up the public protector. That will. And anyway, let's get back to football. I think the derby would have been a great avenue to use the punishment, and not only behind closed doors, but the doors must be really closed to an extent that it's not even broadcasted. Actually, if it got 2-0, Mang scored, not even on extra time, not even on soccer zone.
Yeah.
That would then also not only deter the fans from misbehaving, but also have the teams on high alert in terms of security to have enough wardens to say, hey, we're going to lose so much because of your bad behavior. That will also have teams identify identify the culprits, the instigator and everything. Well, understand. That have teams work on their image, work on their response to the state and the behavior. But in this case, 50,000, I don't even think the lowest paid player. I think salary hike, a guy patana, I think.
Little like I patala 300,000 euro from his pocket and still have some money left, or a lot of money left over.
Well, understand. They'll be like, when you are responsible for this fine, you missed the goal. Just that's how little it is. I don't understand how an institution like Chiefs is fined 50,000 rands. And they're
That
like,
was suspended even.
suspended, and they like, you'll pay 300,000. How much does Keegan Dory earn? Apparently,
Allegedly, it's over $1 million.
alleged over $1 million, and when you wanna find the entire team 300,000. Some things are small, but they do take away from the credibility of the league. Well, I understand that. But when it comes to Chiefs, I'm not surprised. Chiefs once decided, we are not coming. But Kenya sick note went to a doctor to buy a sick note, and they said, yeah,
Rakwala Stadium.
like Kuala Stadium, people are outside, and the team was forced to come back, but they are okay now. So we've seen far worse in here when it comes to the league. And there was a low point. I thought they would at least just give 3 points. Was it Royal AM or was it Golden Arrows? Whoever that team was should have just been given 3 points. But from that point on,
Oh, it was Cape Town City. Sorry, yeah.
we shouldn't be surprised when such things happen. I understand. I'm actually even surprised that a judgment is out. If we're saying they were rushing, they could have even released it after the derby, because who's keeping track? Do they even have time frames? They could have even like waited for end of the season when Chiefs is like number 9, last day of the league, last day of the season, and Kevin Johnson is wearing his helmet and bulletproof, and just decided, you know what, suspend. No one is forcing them to do anything. So in as much as we think it's because the social derby is happening, we can also just give them a bit of credit to say, at least you did something. One understand. Since you're not even working on time.
Okay. I'm gonna come back. There's a question I want to ask you guys. Peter, how are you?
How's it?
No, I'm good. What do you think about this ban that has been given to Kaizer Chiefs and these fines? Do you think that it's enough? Do you think that it will change anything fundamentally with how the stadiums are looked after during these matches and things like that?
No. I've been trying to digest this, and like I think it was the last time we spoke about SAFA and the mafia governance they have, and I mean nothing can be distinguished from SAFA here. They are still proving the fact that even in PSL there's that mafia governance. I mean, you look, the same incidents had happened, we know of such, but this is the first time we ever hear of one match ban. It has been 2 or 3 matches. This is the first time, and this is all because of the derby. So this shows that this is a mafia governance, and I mean, it's not fair for South African football, guys. And I'm showing sympathy to. I'm actually empathizing with small teams, the so-called small teams. If it was not Chiefs in this situation, if it was a small team, none of this would have happened. I mean, how do you on earth, find Chiefs 50,000? I mean, 50,000. I think it's not fair. It's not fair, but we all know it's because of the derby that is coming. They are looking at the pockets because now they know they're going to make a lot of revenue on the 11th. So that's what they are looking at. Besides that,
but then if you were Zola Machavu, you hand down a heavy punishment on essentially your boss. Does that play into this?
But OT, like Abu Tukuto said, I mean, why was he even rushing to give out the punishment? We have seen in the past, he would wait for, I don't know. Sometimes we would even forget that a certain team was supposed to be punished. But why now was it rushed? Why was it rushed?
Can I give you a conspiracy theory?
Please.
Can I give you a conspiracy theory? Kevin Johnson lost his first match. What's the one thing that could help a coach before you go play in a derby? I think not having fans at a stadium, having it closed down, having them play without anyone there, a level of pressure is taken off. And if he does well, it breaks that thing. But to have the fans there behind him the whole time, and then you lose Golden Arrows, let's say you've lost Golden Arrows, you do badly in Cape Town Spurs with fans there. By the time it gets to the derby, and Mole it's a stadium, then it's lit. Maybe they wanted to just give him a cool down period.
Imagine him coming out there without fans, having lost. Imagine, and coming to a derby with that kind of a pressure. I think a lot of pressure is is put on him more than anybody else. I think there's a lot of pressure on him because even if, like, you can even realize, OT, that this thing was discussed behind the scenes. You can even see that there was a meeting between Zola Majabu, Ivan Koza, and Kaizer. I mean, this thing was orchestrated already. So yes, it might be what you're talking about, but I can imagine. I'm thinking of the worst case scenario. What could happen? You understand?
Okay.
So, but we'll see.
Just by the way, guys, everything we say is allegedly, it's hypotheticals. Please don't come for me. PK, if you want to join a membership, it's on YouTube, guys. If you want to join the membership and gain access to our WhatsApp group, it's on YouTube. You click on join. There's a 20 Rand tier, 60 Rand tier, 150 Rand tier. You choose how much you want to contribute every month. And then you'll be able to access the WhatsApp group on the outside. That's where it gets hot and we go back and forth for even longer. But anyway, Mindlo, it's all right. Mindlo. Oh, Mindlo's gone. Velile, I wanna shift a little bit with the same conversation. But how do you regulate fans? How do you make sure that things like this don't happen? Is it possible that if the PSL decides that they don't want this to happen, how would they go about stopping it for the future?
No, I think it's a controversial kancane nje.
Okay.
Uyamazi uJup lamaswida amaningi. Is that problem child whereby this person is not unento zakhe, but just people, there are people who are going to defend him, just love him, Jamakavele, and just appreciate him. Achieves there. Because they've been there doing those things there. I can hear if ngizobuyela emuva kancane nje kubhuti uKhujo no PITSO. Look, bafowethu, on this one, we mustn't be harsh on this. This sentence was muted on the last judgment. I see ukuthi into enje manje uzola isho manje. No, this sentence it was suspended. That this sentence was given on the previous offense. Ekansiki leyo kuqala. That's why yabamba nje that's why ngikutshela ngithi ngikubuzile ngithi uma Javuphi simele phela that one ban esuspendiwe kumele ifike. Angithi ngakubuza. We knew about the one match suspended, one match ban is there, it's imposed, it's there, but it's suspended pending if they continue the same offense. That 50,000, it was not 50,000 fine. That 50,000, it's half of 100,000 from the previous fine, of which it was suspended. That's why it's payable immediately now. It was half of the previous suspension. Nale sentence one match ban. They were not supposed to ban. That's why it would even quickly. It's because it just pleaded guilty. It didn't fight it. Remember, sometimes in case it is dragged by you not pleading guilty on the offense. But here they just plead. Now, but they were smart. They saw good. Hey, the next game is before your baby. Ajax, Ajax, Cape Town Spurs.
Cape Town Spurs.
Ajax Cape Town Spurs.
Khumbula bo Piliati nabo Manyama. Siyo leyo.
Yeah. So that sentence was there already.
Like, but then isn't that making it easy for the team if the prosecutor says you guys have done something wrong, you're only going to face a one match ban, and then the team knows good kusasa siyazi ukuthi lo muntu
Yeah.
bazomlahlela ngezinto. Then we can maybe plan good time, man. Let's try get it done by the time City Cape Town Spurs.
No, but now look, now you see again, there's a pending sentence now again. There's a judgment already, which is suspended. 300,000.
Izojump idabi leyo.
No, it's there.
No, I'm saying
suspended.
I'm saying he'll
It's
take his
suspended,
time up until Peli Derby. Then,
Yeah,
if something was to go wrong,
remember that 300,000, that sentence, it's suspended for 6 months.
yeah.
If anything again happen within these 6 months, ngizokubuza the following Monday mawuqeda ukudliwa umgijimisile uJohn Singeti 300,000 ayilunge ngalo ayifuna uzola
Mara izwa uthi 300,000 and play the neutral venue. Ke wayibona neutral venue ngeKaizer Chiefs, because the same fans are gonna come to that venue and they're gonna throw things.
No, you're the Janos Ladel. And but if you look at it, if it's Bele move, Aksogokan. It happened last time. I think it was before even World Cup, I think, if I'm not mistaken. The next game, Chiefs the doors was the derby. And then Mr. Chairman, and well, you know what the chairman did? Azanga aye kuSAFA appeal. Remember, if you're not happy with this one, you go to SAFA appeals committee, it.
Yeah.
And Azanga aye waya kuphe court. Went to court. And then you know, when they court once you go to court, this judgment will be nullified pending case yase court of the case by that yadlala idabi. And of which the next game that was playing, it was on Wednesday against Black Leopard. And then they withdrew on Monday after derby, they withdrew that case in court. Automatically that one match ban kicks in. Badlane Leopard on an empty ground on Wednesday that full.
But that's why this one is convenient because this one is convenient because there'll be no fans of Cape Town Spurs. So there's no chance for anything to happen for it to go to the derby. So Nakwana helped them.
Yeah, it helped. That's why I'm just saying, even that previous one, it was convenient to go to court than to go to SAFA appeal committee. Because we knew no, that was up until we listened. But the court knew it will just that verdict it must stop because already there's an appeal. So but they've cancelled on the Monday and then they play. But
quickly, how do you regulate fans just for time's sake?
No, you cannot regulate fans. That's why Chiefs are punished. The only thing that you need to do when as a home game organizer, if Chiefs like FNB, you need to put enough security to control Ilokunja and any chaos that might come in. It's up to you. That's why they even punish you more. That's why Chiefs ingapunishwanga kakhulu on the game yasemabhila, because remember that was a cup game and Chiefs was not responsible for organizing that match. So it was not up to them. If the security was not enough or competent enough to manage that situation, that was not Chiefs' problem. But now if you're playing a home game, it's up to you as a home team to make sure with the security is enough. And especially if you're going to anticipate intergenerations, because you know already it has happened before and still even your coach is not even doing any better. And you know, with any lose might even trigger it. Because team has done it. The only thing that we need to send our message to our team is to do this. So you need to anticipate in those younger levels, especially if you are playing home. But I guess if law has always got loopholes, people they always use those loopholes to make sure that they get out of any situation. Injalo nje. Chiefs ilo mntwana loyo vele yabona ongashayeki othandekayo nje kancane hayi. Siyamazi uyahlupha nje kodwa hayi.
Hi, Maranagu, they had enough foresight to bring Amapoisa for Onteki, but they didn't have foresight to have more security. Mara, Zavana Pambili, let me go to Malume Kutso. Malume Kutso. Can you regulate fans? Can you do something about it? And if so, why hasn't the league looked into these things, especially Chiefs, knowing that they have that situation?
Mr. Oti, you know what I think, nah? I'm just thinking about it. You know, it's on the sound.
No, I can hear you. You're fine.
Okay, I'm thinking about it with you. Why would they in inverted commas, rushed this.
Wakata, Mo. I don't know what's going on. Just try say that again.
Kere, I'm trying to
There we
understand
go.
why would they rush to pass this judgment, right? And I'm thinking it's just before the derby. Chiefs is on shaky ground. And the most violent fans are those who don't usually attend. Because they're like, "The 60 rand, you understand? So when is Chiefs going to experience those fans that don't usually attend? Kadabi. Do you want an angry Chiefs fan looking at Pirates thrash Chiefs with no consequence in mind? I don't think anyone wants that. Or understand. So maybe this in itself is a way to manage fans to say, you know what, guys, there's something on the line. You can't just misbehave. You'll be killing your team. Maybe that's why it's not only to just pull the wool over King Chiefs' eyes to say, okay, we've punished you over everyone else's eyes, but it's to say, guys, do not misbehave going into the derby. Because think about it. Kevin Johnson has lost his first game. Let's say he draws against Cape Town City and there was no punishment, and then he loses against the Orlando Pirates. I see trouble because there's already a culture of throwing things at Chiefs. It's established. After lose, coach must hide. One understand. The coach must duck. Like Mulifinseki said, in the last minutes, I was looking for my exit point. Do you want that going into a Soweto derby? No. So what do? You tell the fans, there's something on the table. If you do this, you lose. And I feel like it's a good attempt, but they could have made it even stronger. But now making it stronger, you risk actually seeing it materialize, knowing Chiefs fans, knowing angry football fans. If you had said maybe the game against Sundowns will not be broadcasted in Dondon, you actually risk it because Chiefs fans will actually lose their minds if maybe the score is like 4-0. One understand. So that's why he presented something like a neutral venue of some sort.
But don't you risk it now in the sense that can't it be turned around and people can say we wanna sifuna team kuthizwe. So I want to let 300,000. When we do this thing, it Chiefs will keep it 300,000. We want them to feel that thing. Can that also fuel it from that point of view?
I think that's another probably a smart play to say people are intelligent enough to see which 300,000 is a drop in the ocean for Kaizer Chiefs. So there will be no motivation to like punish the Chiefs. However, there's more punishment on specific fans, especially Joburg fans. You won't be able to attend the games. Like I'm just trying to take this judgment and see what could it be trying to achieve. And also visibility, guys. You know, visibility is so important. The authority. Just maybe 2 policemen just walking around per aisle. Just tunyana, one at the top, one at the bottom. It helps so much to stop the fight, to identify immediately when you see someone throw. The reason a crime happened, especially these petty crimes, the reason it happens and persists is because there's no reaction. That's why people, that's why people don't pay their water, because they're like, nothing's going to happen. That's why people drive at like 160, because they know nothing is going to happen. That's how the looting escalated, because they were like, George just took 5 kgs of maize meal and nothing happened to him. I'm going to take 50. And when you're like, Kuta just took 50. That's how it escalates, because nothing happens. So at least if we have wardens, the first one to throw a bottle of energy is king. Mama arrest immediately. No one is throwing a cabbage onto the pitch, I promise you.
But isn't that meant to be basic? Why isn't it basic, Yako PSL? Because I remember agents saying that he was at the Sundowns game, African Football League, all of that stuff. He said that there was a fight that broke out. People, they fought each other until blood came out and all of that stuff. Nothing happened. We've heard about cars being vandalized. We know about, remember, we spoke about how stadiums are Karipachi and all of those things. Khanta is basic for safety. Why isn't it something that is basic?
It should be, but in the PSL's defense, right? and I take pride in saying the statement. The only time you're actually guaranteed supporters is at Orlando Stadium. These other games, not even guaranteed. If you take kind of 100 policemen to go guard the Sundowns game, you might find which now the policemen have to like watch the game because defense had you. It's like 57 people. So they're more than the fans now. One understand. If you take them to go watch the Cape Town Spurs game, there's not as much fans. So it's very difficult. Sometimes that minimal police force is enough for those games. But then for the derby, for the Chiefs versus Sundowns versus Pirates, and all the other Pirates games, you need a higher police visibility and presence.
Okay.
I agree that the PSL is not doing enough.
Even when you know something's about to happen, I think everybody knew what was going to happen to Ntseki, and still there was nothing done outside of getting more cops for him. But anyway, PITSO, tell me, can fans be regulated? Shouldn't these things, man, be basic, man?
Yeah, OT, I think it's almost impossible to regulate fans. I'm trying to sit here and think about it, and what two things are coming to my mind. One of them being, even though it's going to be a lot of work, a lot of admin, but maybe it should try and deal with it internally. Like maybe try to find the culprits through the footages. And if the culprits happen to be subscribed members of a particular team, let such culprits be punished by taking off their affiliation cards or whatsoever
or banning them from stadiums or.
Yeah, but that's a lot of admin again. You understand? And the second one that comes to my mind is, why can't PSL then, for an example, with what is happening with Chiefs right now, why can't the PSL introduce a regulation that says, should we find you guilty of this hooliganism, we are going to give the team that we are going to play next after the punishment, we are going to make it the home game. So let it have 2 home games in one season, so that the culprits knows that we will never have our home game, but it will be 2 home games for the particular team that we are going to play next. I think this will serve as a punishment, especially in terms of revenue again. I think it will work. I think that's my thought. I think it will work. Yeah.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much for time's sake. We're going to move on. In my eyes, look, guys, at the end of the day, punishments need to mean something. I have a 4-year-old. He knows what a real punishment is and what a fake punishment is. And I feel like this is a fake punishment. I feel as though it is something that is just done to make it seem like we are dealing with the issue. But you don't deal with the issue of fan hooliganism through fines. You don't deal with that through bans and things like that. You deal with it through prosecuting, finding the people who are throwing those things and holding them accountable. You deal with it by having more security. Chiefs knew, guys, no one here could say that they did not know that Ntseki's games, even if Ntseki was still there now, Ntseki's games are going to be heavy and there's going to be stuff happening. Everybody knew. So surely, Chiefs should have said, guys, we know that Ntseki is going to go through a hard time. Let's get more police for FNB. Let's get more police to walk around there or do whatever. Let's look through footages and hold people accountable. You know, let's ban people from stadiums. Let's do things that will actually work. But this just feels like we needed to say something. We needed to show something. So we came out and we said, no, suspended 50,000. They need to pay 300 and play at a neutral venue. Okay, what does that mean to me? You know, that's not a real punishment. People have been saying here that real punishment is, guys, You're not playing the derby. The derby is in jeopardy. Then, if the derby is in jeopardy, me as a fan, now I'm in stadium, I'll be like, guys, please, can we not do these things? But if it's a Mickey Mouse, Cape Town Spurs, guys, Cape Town Spurs, how many fans really were going to show up for Cape Town Spurs on Wednesday? Well, tomorrow. How many fans were going to show up? Is it tomorrow or next week? Not many. So when you find me all of this stuff and you close the game, what does that have to do with anything? But if you were to go for a Sundowns game, for a Pirates game, that's a real punishment that might even change how the fans would act. Not this. How many fans have we watched Chiefs pay? Plead guilty, pay, they move on. All right, guys, come on. Anyway, next topic. We're going to look at BANYANA. They beat DRC 2-0 to go through to the next round of the Olympic qualifiers. In my opinion, this is the most important team in the country. This is the most important national team in the country. They win, they play, they do everything. But it seems as though fans weren't there. And I want to have conversations around that, a bigger conversation with the next panel about, guys, we've just watched what happened with the Springboks. And we just watched the support and all of that stuff. What does BANYANA, WAFCON champions, World Cup participants, went further than any national team has gone in any competition for football that we have? What do they have to do to be loved? They're about to qualify for the Olympics. You know, Eva Bafana is about to go into AFCON. What do they have to do to be loved, noticed, supported? That's what I want to speak about in the next segment. So, guys, we can request and then we can speak about it. The last segment, of course, is going to be speaking about Ballon d'Or. Velile. I've watched Springboks, man, over the past few weeks. I've watched the commitment that we had to the Springboks. Today, Gautrain came out and said, guys, we're gonna let you ride for free. Man, you're welcome, I'm a Springboks. As long as you're wearing Springbok jersey, you're gonna get in and you're gonna ride for free. I've watched the advertising and all of that stuff. BANYANA, what do they have to do in order to be respected half as much, maybe not even as full? And I'm full of Bafana. Now I want to buy a win.
Inzima le mntaka baba, inzima kakhulu, because if you look at Bafana, BANYANA, I mean, they are suffering the consequences of just belonging under ISAF. If maybe I can try to make it simple, if let's say if you are a politician, who if you will see, for example, the ruling party, you've got ANC Youth League, you've got Women's League, and then you've got SASCO, which are responsible for student organization on the universities. But if you look at the tragedy like now that's happening in all the universities, people are rejecting SASCO, but not because there is no leader with SASCO who can seriously represent their needs, but no, they're just rejecting the motherboard, which is the ANC at the top, which is the ruling part. So here, we know our fight in most cases is against the SAF hierarchy, which is the politicians about Dennis Jordan and his crew that are there. So, because Namota Ipega, that's why I'm just saying BANYANA, they're just suffering because of that. ISAF has been operated by politicians, people who have been there for I don't know for how long. And if you look at the methods operandi that they use in terms of the rules that they put out there to prevent people to participate, even Nagosafa, even the ex-soccer players, my legend, they don't want them to participate. Imagine if you're going to tell Lucas Radebe to be a member of a small Lanyana Safa structure, to start there for 5 years before Zomluzo recognize it doesn't work. While if you look at Springboks, they're not just run by politicians, but they're mostly run by business people who invest in Gugusaru and also make sure you invest in infrastructure, where like say those models schools as Nama infrastructure rugby and all those people. Those people are, what do they want for the sports? They want what's the best for the sports, not for interest yabo nje bona as for the sake of kukhona mina. Because if you can look what for isikhathi esingakutsho uTheni Jordan since lapha, what is it that has he achieved that he can show? Only a scandal nje ukuthi kuthengwa ama-World Cup kwenziweni nani. So that's why people they just don't want to be associated with that. They just rejected him other body suffer, and unfortunately Banyana now they have to suffer the consequences, but not because they are bad, but just because of the situation.
Is it about winning? Because I see a comment here that says Springboks are world champions and all of that. And I think that's why I phrased it as maybe half nekota of the love. Is it about winning? Does it matter?
No, put winning aside, because if we have to be because this card, we do understand the progress that is made there. Because if you look at the rugby, before even they win those World Cup, they put us. We knew that team that was playing World Cup, it was prepared for 2019, if I'm not mistaken. That previous World Cup, when they went there with Urasi, they were not like a complete team. They were they were saying, "Good to know, with this team, we are preparing for 2023 World Cup, not 2019. But we're gonna just try our best and put the best team here and representing South Africa." But unfortunately, they won it that one. That's why you see most of them, like I can say 90% of those guys, they are still there because they were on with that previous World Cup. They were preparing for this one. And if you look, along the way, they are not winning all the game. They are sometimes been beaten by a weaker side. They're not supposed to, but you understand the vision that has been installed on us. Guys, we are preparing for the World Cup, and there's communication there. This is where we are going. This is our next step. We're going to play this, and we're going to choose this team. You'll hear the rugby coach explaining to you, I'm going to choose this team because I'm not going to use this player. These players are part of sport, but I'm not going to use this player and this player because now I want to see on this one. And the communication here, it's more clear, even you understand it as compared to ASAFA. So that's why it is not about just winning, but also about the structure and the preparedness of the people who are running the organization and the clear communication to the public, the people that they represent. So that's why it's easier for them just to buy. You buy into whether you support this Springbok, but when they're there, you buy into the idea. There are so many people who don't even watch rugby, but I can tell you, even now, basically, World Cup, you don't even know the foul. You see, so it's because you just bought into the idea of the Springbok playing in the World Cup and you have to win. So it's about them. They are selling it better than this after. That's why.
Stepfather, how are you?
Right, but from Banjana.
No, right. Na team man, team ya winner. I win a trophy, Yaguma World Cup. Now they're almost qualifying for our Olympics. But it doesn't seem like man konutando for the team. And when you look at our Springboks and you see everything that's been done around there, why lama team wetu, especially Banyana, ngifuna nokhuluma ngebafana. Ibanyana, why don't they have the love and support?
I feel like there's a sabotage. Banyana especially because why play them on a Monday during the day on a Monday? I mean, and we don't even know which Banyana is playing it. Most of the times, Banyana. We just see what drink Banyana. And over some time, people want to say, okay, let me just watch because it's available. Even if I want to buy it, but then Ubano's on Monday during the day on Monday. Ubazo we Monday. And two, I feel what in South Africa once we win a AFCON, then because the same happened to Bafana. After you won AFCON, then ila sakala kona say not good as talent, it's not talent, but then say the same is happening to Banyana. Which is Bonabanengan. They still go to World Cup and not what. But the same is happening to Banyana because if you can see now Banyana, it's no longer this Banyana that played with AFCON. But then I'm talking about because by Foster. Because there's no the players from Bafana, they get money from Amatima, but they don't care. So these girls, they still want to play and go overseas and then Bazamim, then because I find Naguti, when I play for Pirate, and then noma ngangaki Bafana Bafana because vele ngizothola isalary yami kwi-Pirates yabo. But then there's a sabotage somewhere somehow like South Africa which our national team have to fail. And it's working for those people who are doing that. My wish was to happen if there was just a businessman somewhere in a mall like Umumtsepe so. Ibafana Bafana in Banyana besuso kwisafa bezimele. Then you will see which is not for South Africa because then do isafa le it's a scam. Lapha kudlalwa ngathi nje laphana liyabulawa liyaqeda ibhola lethu not because asinalo ibhola sinalo ibhola but then labantu abaliphethe akubona abantu abathanda ibhola.
Okay. Let me go to Kuma. Kuma, welcome to the show, my brother. Oh, you already on. Why am I saying welcome? Tell me, why is there no love for this team, man? This team, fine, they haven't won a World Cup and all of that stuff, but they've won their WAFCONs. They represented us well at the World Cup. They're now going to go to the Olympics. Why is it that, man, there's no fanfare around this team or any knowledge about what they're doing? Why do people not care?
We do care, and there is love for Banyana. But the problem with most of female sports, especially it has an equivalent to the male sports, they are not really supported. Like, for instance, look at the Springboks. We love the Springboks, ne? But the female Springboks, who knows about them? The under-supported as the Springboks are. So, Banyana, we love and marketing. It's not, the love doesn't come from the associations, mainly SAFA. Ne? They have to fight with SAFA for bonuses. The marketing around Banyana, it's not there. I only learned that they were playing against Congo on Twitter. And after the fact they played the game. And also, we don't see enough live games, including the Hollywood bets on television. I agree, ETV in open view, maybe because of but again, not ANC, SABC cannot show live games all the time. Maybe it should swallow its credit.
It's a Hollywood bets. Buddy show. They don't show anything else. Saturdays at 3:00, it's Hollywood bets. They don't show anything else. They don't have rights to anything else like that. So literally every weekend, go Hollywood bets.
But only 2 games. What about the other games? I agree we know when JVC plays, we're going to see them. When Sundowns plays, we're going to see them. What about TUT ladies? If they're playing another weekend side?
Badala, what TUT, badala ko SABC 1.
But not all the games. Okay, maybe
not all the games, but it's live every weekend.
Yeah, but I want to go to like the MDC. We see more games than Tsavo compared to you know. That's all I'm saying. So I wonder if they had exposure and they had a brilliant marketing team, Springbok, because of out of all the national teams, in the Springbok that are doing well, they're even doing well than cricket, because cricket doesn't win any world tournaments. So sharp, because the love is there, man. Like, personally, I would support, even when they play home, they play where we can't even access them. Giant and stuff. So it's a lot of things, man. It's a lot of things. Orlando. What about the like from Pretoria North, bruh? It's far. Yeah, so like then I understand it's gonna be costly, Mara. I believe like if it's gonna be like cost shouldn't matter for national team.
Yes.
Even if they play with vendor, the government should make provisions for them. Because they're trying to grow its support base. The Pretoria, but again, Joe can't have everything, bruh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me bring it to Lange. Why is this Banyana team not supported and loved, man, the way that they should be, you know? I look at the Springboks, and not to compare because like people are saying it's a World Cup or whatever, but they're winners. They're a winning national team, Mara. Nothing, Tololo.
Hey, bengafuna ukungena kule topic but ngenxa yokuthi ngiphikisana nani ngize ngangena ngoba angikholwa ukuthi siyaba support. Uyakhumbula nje ngesikhathi kwi-World Cup manje sibabuka kusukela the first game bekuma group stages sababuka besibasupporta baze kwaba last game ebebekuyo behlangana ngabo awucabanga ukuthi besohlangana cabanga ukuthi besohlangana kanjani ukube bawin World Cup. We would be crazy right now. But ama-Springboks like umubuka ama-Springboks mhlawumbe bakhava ukuthi ade kudlala ama-Springboks. Ama-Springboks siqala ukwabuka after the group stages like besingawabuki beswabukela kude ukuthi hayi bayawina you see. So I think we are comparing unrealistic things and sesikhohliwe ukuthi sibasupporte kangakanani bacover for ukuthi bewina kangakanani ama-Springboks sibuye ukuwina yabo. And kunale kade kunama-post Facebook, there were posts on Facebook, they were showing 3 teams ukuthi we have 3 national teams kahle kahle. Banyana Springboks and cricket laba abanye asibazi.
Okay. Let me go. Velile, I have a theory. Guti, another big problem is the marketing. I'm a Springboks, you couldn't escape them. You couldn't, you could switch off your TV, or a phone, Maramau checkers, all the cashiers but Springboks. You wait, there was Bekalama PSL games. I remember PSL games were starting Bafagi Grafike, I'm a Springboks. How much of that plays into the love of a team? Because as people saying Banyana, most of the time you don't even know what badalani. Never fun on that point. Never fun. How much does that play into how we view a national team?
It plays a lot kakhulu when I'm talking about, because for example, Banyana were playing at the World Cup. And do you know how did they come back?
Babu, funny enough, they came back in the middle of the night. Baba Splitile, they made them two and they bring them in the middle of the night.
Yeah. And then do you call that a team? The people who are running Banyana, do you see, they don't even give them enough respect. Those people, even by the time Babu World Cup, they went to the second round, they've achieved something, they should have come back together, being celebrated now. Like they want to see Orlando Airport to celebrate any South African team, whether they've won or not, but just because they were there to represent South Africa and the national flag. You were supposed to gather there also to welcome them back. But no, the Baba Sneaky with 2 playing. You don't even know how to go. The people, they don't even aware good babu eat. Like Sebakona, like imagine. And when if you go to rugby, remember Springbok. That's the commercial side of it. They really treat like the Springbok emblem and the Springbok brand as professional. Because you remember that we know those players, they've got long-term contract with the Springbok national team. They're not about negotiate about bonus every match they play. No, they've got permanent contract. It's a Springbok player. We know Usia is a Springbok. That's why even when they play Blue Bulls or Lions or what we know, the Springboks were not there. You see, on their team, they're called Springbok. They already they're a brand, but also besides ukukhala kakhulu when I'm talking about nathi nje kahle kahle if sesiyahleba.
I wanted to ask.
Sesiyahleba ke nathi bantu abamnyama ake sizindukene amakhwapha.
I wanted to ask, yes.
Ake sizindukene amakhwapha, because yes, Springbok sabantu abamhlophe, yes, South Africa, but we know the people who are running that organization and the players and the investment that they put into rugby as a sports, or whether it's cricket or sometimes Olympics. That abantu abamnyama, we had, besides Umtsipe, I think we do have abantu abamnyama who also got business in South Africa, who invested a lot, who are shareholders even on the big banks, people who get dividends on billion. We read about them every day. Surely it cannot be Umtsipe kuphela ukuthi uyokumele afake imali makuthiwa banyana idinga lo kumele kugijime yena abuye i-second division idinga imali kunamali lana he will come and bail out everything. Ake siyinukena amakhwapha nathi and stop celebrating success yethu ngotshwala kuphela nokwenzani. Kepha nje sike sizame sifakeni imali nathi ekuthuthukiseni zonke lezi zenzakalayo, because sometimes we even fail to just buy ama-corks wengco soyibonayo ese-next door naku ukuthi idlala ibhola iyazabo kodwa ayinani, but we fail to do that.
But
if we can
besides that, yazi vele mina, I always cry about this. Siyawabona ama-TV ama-ofisini wethu. Makudlala i-rugby, lawo ma-TV is not switched on by Saru. It's not switched on by khona uwamangmang utanis banbani abalayite lawo ma-TV. Tina siyawayenza, we do those things in the spaces where we say ukuthi banyana bafana whoever. We are also going to take, like, for example, I don't normally watch women's football or stream it live. But I try to make sure ukuthi when Banyana was playing in the World Cup, let's play the games. Let's wake up at 2:00 and I'll sit here. Don't we also have to take responsibility for these things to say, yazini guys, mabathi Black Friday, ngifakela le bafana ubanyana. Mabathi, you get what I mean? Shouldn't we take responsibility as abantu?
We can, but elethu izwi kwamanje akake lezwakale kakhulu, because remember currently now we are not yet the captains of industry. It's only the few of us. While if in most cases it comes up with them, when they say if you want to open, can say this Black Friday, and manage to buy a t-shirt for all the Shoprite staff countries in the country, and the same thing that's a Pick n Pay base kanjalo. Uyayibona ukuthi ibuye isicindezele thina futhi isibuyisele move. But if besingazama, let's say masingathi elokishini or ey'koleni singabo-teachers ukuthi okay, it's Black Friday, singathola kanjani iy'kipa like the replica are cheap but who are sort of like ibafana like the World Cup, remember, like the South African World Cup, get the cheapest replica. It's up to us nakhona. It's just ukuthi izwi elizwakala kakhulu elikabani, kodwa if not njengoba ngisho ukuthi sizwe simnyama, if we can be out there and also try not and put money there and put word out there whether ibafana yadlala, and also isafa abantu abamnyama bakithi and nabo I've told you, communication yesafa is too poor. Like now, we know which are the tests that are coming away. You know which tests are coming currently much, but we didn't know what banyana. So do you see it already? Communication it's very poor. And what said, you look at the SAFA CEO, is the person who was with the girls there. Young is the person who was with the girls banyana was playing. We thought maybe kubakhona kwakhe laphayana naye, and then she will contribute at least to the development of the girls and also be there for the girls. But akakwenzi lokho, because now he has just been co-opted into this cabal of the politician, and each and every time when she speaks, she will speak like defending all about the nature dad and all the other people, instead of like coming out and also fighting for the girls. So if communication be better kakhulu mntakababa, nathi abantu nathi nje simnyama asizameni okusemandleni wethu to try and also sibothi senza njani bafowethu. Akunamuntu ozosenzela ngaphandle kokuthi sizenzele.
Let me bring in Clara. Clara, hey, we've had these conversations with Risha Mona at 2:00 in the morning. Banyana's playing. What do you think is the problem with us loving Banyana?
Mr. OT, hi. You triggered me when you spoke about the screens at offices. I was one of those people that when the announcement of Black Friday came out, I bought another national team's t-shirt because I was just pissed because we had I think 2 World Cups that had happened and nothing was said, right? And when the Springboks came up, before they could even start the World Cup, there was already that communication, and you could see that it's in your face. You can't really ignore it. But I think with Banyana, the problems are many. And the more we don't get involved as the community, the deeper the problems will be. And I think right now, someone said Banyana Banenkani, right? Like they win and they perform well despite the limitations, despite the mismanagement and whatever the administration or the association is doing or not doing, rather. But I think in as far as whether the sport will improve or not, it's heavily dependent on our involvement. It really doesn't help for us to jump on the rugby euphoria. It's a good thing that they have going. And we should support them when they are going to, international tournaments. However, like it's already said, football in our country is predominantly a black culture thing. And if we sit back and allow it to continue to deteriorate, we only have ourselves to blame. Because at some point, the story of investments and our past and how that contributes into rugby being where it is and football being where it is going to start to fall away. Because now when you look at the administration, currently with Banyana, there's a conversation about how retirements are being handled, right? There's the whole conversation about Janine, there's the whole conversation about how Nyandeni has not been able to get her 150th cap. It's those type of things that, because they are happening behind closed doors and the public really doesn't say anything about it, they'll continue to happen. I mean, with Kaizer Chiefs, we all know if the horrible coaching decisions continue, bottles will be thrown. But with your Banyana, if things happen, nothing is said really. Instead, they get attacked. Bafana, I think Hugo Bros went to the media recently and was complaining that there's a standoff between the association and the players because the players have been playing without being paid. And these are the things that we don't talk about. We often just jump to they're not winning, they're not performing, which also is not true. It was true maybe at some point, but in recent time, both teams are performing. Are they winning World Cups? I know they're not, but also the conversation does not start at are they winning World Cups? World Cup winning teams are made. They don't just show up and win World Cups. So if we don't build it, unfortunately, we are not going to win these things.
Okay. I'm gonna come back. Clara. Pratemba, welcome to the show. How are you, Pratemba? No, ngikren, Pratemba, ngikren. Naindaba, Pratemba, naindaba. As somebody who is in the circles, who knows a lot more than us, why is it that Abo Banyana aren't celebrated the way that the Springboks are? Not necessarily to the extent of the Springboks, maybe even just to show some love to them.
I'll start by saying it's a very straightforward question with a straightforward answer. The fish rot from the top, from the herd. I'm going to say this now. I'm talking as a patriot. I'm taking off my journalist cap, but using a bit of what I've picked up. Let me tell you something. Today I spent the whole day with the Springboks. Since they arrived, all of that. I just got home like literally 2 hours ago. I got to go with the team from the hotel, from the terminals to the hotel. We had lunch with the team. Those who are catching late flights and all of that. So I saw how it's administered. It's such a beautiful thing to see. I speak to the players on a casual level, but you cannot speak to a player and record whatever that is not said on the podium. You see the discipline there. Whereas we all know that right now there's a cricket World Cup that is playing in India, but it's not as big as the Rugby World Cup. Of course, the demographic. Rugby is for Afrikaners. Cricket is for the English. Literally. I'm just gonna bring in the race in this, and football is for all of us, your colors, and your Turkeys and Indians, count them out in South Africa. They all support Manchester United, although we've got Indians here at home, and they support cricket as well. Now, why am I saying all of this? Is because, Tina, we are not made to love our teams. The lady who just spoke, I think it was Clara. Yeah, she nailed it. That the way she summarized it. I mean, I'm going to tell you one thing. I travel with the teams. I travel with the team. Banyana, Bantwana, Bafana, all of them. I travel with the teams. I can tell you, people at SAFA, they are there to steal salaries. They will not even conduct a single. Remember that as a fan, you are fed how to feel about a product.
Thank you, but thank you. I've been saying this, yes.
You are fed how to feel about the product. Right now, the images that we took today as journalists, they're going to trend for the next 4 or 5 years or whatever the life span that they will have. Because why? We were made to believe there's greatness in rugby.
Yes.
I've seen Sundowns winning. I went to Sundowns actually when they went and won ICAF. I was still a young journalist when Pirates were still 95, 96. I was still starting, like literally. Now I can tell you, that tells you why I'm closer to those guys about Dr. Kumalo, Mark Fish, and all of them, because those the age group when they were still playing, I was still a young journalist. So I can tell you now, until we change the administration at SAFA and get people who will tell us that in football we love Banyana. They are us, we are them. I was at that game yesterday at the Orlando Stadium. I mean, even if it wasn't raining, there was not going to be people because people didn't know. One, you struggle to get an interview at SAFA.
Yes.
You want to talk about their game. I'm a journalist. I want to write an article. I want to put them on radio. I want to put them on TV. This one will say, no, go to that one. That one will say, no, I spoke the last time, go to that one. And as I tell you now, the communication at SAFA is going to struggle because 3 of the people from that department have just resigned. So it's a long haul. But Fetu, as much as I work with SAFA, I don't work for SAFA, I work with SAFA, but until we get a new administration in our football, and as a keeper, everything ADNA got Danny Jordan, all those who are with him, because now they still have the same Mungol, we're not going to go anywhere. Saru Baba, I was sitting with their president today. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm just actually posting some of those videos now, and others have had to switch off the sound because they contain information right for public consumption. I can tell you now, Saru is 20 years ahead of football. Netball South Africa is still small, young, but I can tell you, it's 5 years ahead of football administratively. Look at the euphoria that happened with the netball when it came to South Africa. Even now, they're still having the ripple effect of it. Netball is happening everywhere now. But what about football? The sport of the masses is the one that struggles. The girls at Banyana, you can name them your Khatani, your all of them. They are girls who are educated. One, number two, they've got good clubs that they play at. They've got good money that they make out there. But what do they get from SAFA? They fly themselves to come and play sometimes. And that's how sad it is. By the way, we'll get to it some other time when we talk, because I enjoy coming into your platform and just watch. But today you spoke about the matter that I was talking about on radio, to say we need to change the mindset of the management of our football before we change the management, the mindset of the fans. I can give you, just before I go, I can give you a typical example. Kaizer Chiefs, if in an ideal world, they should not be having any fans supporting them now.
Yeah.
Right? Sundowns would be the number one team that is supported. Yes, of course, they're growing their kids, their youth support. They are the fastest growing club now, Sundowns. Because why? Children love to see winners, right? Once you win, they all go to their club because they don't want to be mocked by their friends at school. And now, Orlando Pirates is doing well with trophies sharp. But then if you can look at Kaizer Chiefs, their legacy, they're still riding that wave. And it's not only at SAFA where the management is wrong. At Kaizer Chiefs, the management is wrong. Is wrong. And I'm saying this, and I know when it gets to them, I'll be called in. But I'm saying this on this platform that the management is wrong. There's no experience there. You cannot compare Fleming at Sundowns, Utrotmulot at Sundowns, Mamel, Utrotmulot at Sundowns, Fleming at Sundowns, Itandov at Sundowns. Those are seasoned administrators. They've done that before you and I were born. Now, look at Orlando Pirates. They've got Derek Blackensee. And I'm taking it background. They've got Skrima Shabalala. Right? Those are two highly, Ufrod just left, is fine. Those are two highly recognized and acknowledged administrators of football all over the country and some parts of the world and the continent. Who does Kaizer Chiefs have? You cannot put Kaizer Jr. and Bobby Mutau in the same bracket. You see, and then every decision that is made at Chiefs, I'm bringing them in because the same problems that they have at SAFA, the problems that they have at Chiefs, they are similar. You can't. There they have to deal with the fact of Frotman Lam, sister Lam, cousin Yam, because the family grows beyond your Kaizer, your Jessica, your Kemiso, your Bobby. You know what I mean? So it's a big topic, and I know when I talk about it, I get those calls. Some of those who follow me, they know I spoke about Sundowns the other day, the Zungu story. A Sundowns senior called me live on air, and I picked it up on air. You know, to say, Prati, you are killing us. You are revealing. You need to say things and say, people must know. Just like Banyana, we need to support these girls. They are out there. They've done everything in their power to have the acknowledgement. It was an achievement for some of the people that Banyana was playing at Orlando Stadium. I said, nonsense. Actually, they should be playing at a packed FNB Stadium, because Nati as fans, we're not told to love this team. We're not led to love this team. Now we need to change the script and love this team more than any other team, because that's a team that you can trust. They've gone to the continent. You know, I was in Morocco for 4 weeks with the WAFCON. They won it and brought it home. And I can tell you, outside our country, these girls are well praised. These girls are feared, not even respected. They're feared. But Tinalaika, what do we say? You know, we need to give respect to our own, so that even those who are led, let's have a situation where we say, it's the cart pulling the horse now. If our leadership doesn't want to go forward with us, we will drag them if they want to come. By the way, thank you so much for your time.
No stress, Prati, no stress. Whatever I can get you on. No, Prati, I understand you, because like, even from my side, I'm a content creator. Do you know how hard it is to find videos? Do you know how hard it is to find information about anything that has to do with South African football? And you want to do the things and you want to do all that. I was telling somebody the other day that I can recite all 227 goals that Thierry Henry. I'm an Arsenal fan, right? But I can't even show you a video of Ama goals of Mbesuma, because they're just not available. You know?
Let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing. Even teams don't have their material. It's all left to the archive of somebody there. The other day, the BBC was destroying the tapes without even converting them first. Even at multi-choice now, they lead because they've got archives of everything that they got when they started. Right? But as for the public broadcaster, they don't have. Even clubs, the most problem is that they do not own the footage, the rights to the footage. It's owned by the broadcaster. It's only a team like your Orlando Pirates now, where they've got Pirates TV, we've got your Sitting with Stan. They own that content. It's their content. But for me, I tell you, it's a nightmare. When you are far. For me, I'm working within my reputation and my stubbornness and everything else that I have gets me to go across and get a player if I want to talk to a player, an official if I want to talk to an official, because they know Ututemba, if you don't talk to him, he is going to make your life difficult. You know what I mean? So we need to make sure that we take our administrators to task. We need to do that.
I was saying, Pratemba, that's why I was saying, Guti, I remember asking the question the other day that, do you love the Springboks because you understand the Springboks and you understand what it means that they win and you understand the game and you watch the game, or do you watch it because it's inescapable? That you can't go anywhere without not seeing something that is Springboks, especially during a World Cup. And now you see Banyana, for example, even with the WAFCON win, I asked other people the other day, when last did you see Hilda Machaya's goal in the semifinals, or them hoisting the trophy up? Those things are also very important. You know, the fact that I can't, even if I switch off my TV and I switch off my phone, checkers la Pratemba. Mauye checkers, all of the cashiers, what call about Springboks. Escolo in my kids' school, you get told that, guys, Friday is Bok Friday. You know, it's inescapable, but we don't do the same for Abo Banyana. And I know it's Abo Safa and SABC has a role in these things and the PR teams and all of that stuff. But I think we need to realize, even as fans, that these things are bigger than, you know, the example that I used the other day as well was, I've never watched the game of Brighton this season. I not one, but I know that Dstv is a very good coach. Then you ask, how do you know that he's a good coach? How did it get to you that you know he's a good coach and all of that stuff? And why isn't it being done? You know, Abo Mapimpi, Abo Siakolisi, their stories are all over the place, highly produced. You know, it pulls on the heartstrings, it does all of that stuff. Why don't we see those stories too? It all plays a part.
Did you see Roger Federer and Sia? That video has been playing through and through, where he presents Roger with the Springbok shirt. Roger this time, he went to the camp Yama Springbok. He had a pre-match meal with them. He stayed with them because they're friends with Sia. They're buddies. And he went and stayed with them. They gave him another shirt. And finally, he was rocking the Springbok shirt, the current one. What does it say about the way rugby is fed out there to the world? You know? And as much as we might be considered as a country somewhere in the jungle, but when it comes to how our rugby is administered, it's amazing, Chief. It's amazing. I can tell you now. Hence, I'm saying I don't want to bring race into this, but there's a lot we need to learn from the white folk. For the fact of minister says we don't need to discuss AMA bonuses or add anything. Saru decided AMA bonuses 4 years ago. After winning the last World Cup, they went on and said, this is the team that we will take. Coach, choose within this group of players. They are still fresh players. Now it's time to reconstruct the club, the squad now. You'll see others will fall by the wayside. But when it comes to the results on the field of play, we saw the experience. About 11 players were there 2019. They were there 2023. It could tell you that there's continuity. 4 years ago, yes.
There's a lot. I want to make this a proper topic, but it's just it's a sad situation, Pratem. It's a very sad situation.
I know I owe you a visit.
Yeah, you do, but we'll talk about it.
Actually, I must take you to a football match and go sit in a suit and don't be on your platform for that particular match.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
We'll do that. We'll do that. That's my promise to you.
Okay, no. Thank you so much, Pratemba. To have someone like you on here is amazing.
You know, I'm a big fan of your work.
Thank you, Pratemba. Thank you. Yeah, no. So guys, yeah, that's part of the thing. Really, I don't know on your side. Now Pratemba has laid it down for us as somebody who works on that side, who sees these things. Uyibona njani now le ndaba Banyana?
Yeah, if let me call uPratemba into order. Kame kancane ngamasuti sibukela nawe ibhola la njalo ba. Usuku khona la. Manje kancane ngamas.
Nami ngifuna ukuyoda lapha maybe ngizobuya ngishintshile angazi.
Now,
Veli, Veli,
uzobuya sewushaya esinye la ungasasazi manje mase
Veli,
siyakutshela ngama-fact sozositshela ngama-process and procedure. Awube
Veli, ngifuna umkhipha stress, man. You know, he carries a lot, so I want to take him out. I love you guys. I gotta go.
hey
I love you guys.
uzobe umncedile man brother bona ngeke ngambuze sekunzima man ngaze ngambuze endoda uthathile yini ngoba ne-chiefs kuphansi stress nangapho right wena hayi uzobe umncedile.
No, just to take him out and forget about everything, anything, or whatever, you know? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No,
Thank
man.
you so
OT,
much.
just to add on what Bratemba have said. I think most of the guys they've already raised the issue of Safa Kakul. Because if you look at it even from Goma Safa structures, from even Goma region, and sometimes don't even know. You don't even know, like the region represents CSF on your region who don't know. You know people who have played soccer. You know people who organize tournaments. Like we know how much games are like whether off season or ever. But even those people, you won't even find them on any structures. None. It seems like Bavalelo, not like Abafune get all to be part of like the football fraternity or its structure. As long as SAFA can be fixed. And remember, we've also emphasized the issue marketing and communication about brand yakho. As you've said, Famous Springboks, they're out there. Whether you like it or not, you cannot ignore them. It's like advertising Coca-Cola. You know Coca-Cola is there and it's been there for how long, but they are still advertising even up until today. And you know how much does it cost to advertise on TV, especially for prime time. So
Ngiyayibona ku TV. Ngiyayibona ku TV.
Yeah.
Coke goes so deep that mawuhambe
But
kazi. Usawukhumbula
yeah, but
maspaza shop we-Coke.
Jay, you see, that's why you should CIRs it's there, but they are still even marketing it even up until today, whether you like it or not, it's there in your face. So Safa Vera, you know why is Kawata cool, and I just feel good. Mina, it failed Banyana. This Banyana team should have been far if they've got proper support and proper structures, and also the people who understand and also know the calendar of football. This weekend, if on a Black Label Cup, there is space there for a game to play. Whether it's Sunday or Saturday,
Yeah.
there is a space because there are 14 then. It means people who can see this, okay, this weekend, this tournament is playing, and this team is not there. This game, it gave me Friday, it gave me Saturday. If I come with 3 or 8 episodes, there is a space on 3 here. And if you can master even that, you are even able to go out to advertisers or to even to my broadcasters to sell that space and say, look, I can offer on this particular space. You normally used to play the match, but I can see there's no feature here. I can sell you this product here. Banyana game is playing against DRC Congo at that particular time. Then if you go to SAPC or you go to Super Sport even earlier, they even they even organize their marketing team so they can go out and sell that advertising space on that particular time. But already there's a product that they're going to put there. And which product is better than Banyana since they come from the World Cup and now they try to qualify for Olympics. That's the best product they could say. But it's just Safa needs people who knows. They don't think. I think most of Abalapa they don't know. They're just there Kukumal and said, I'm representing this region. People who just come there to draw my salary and get the pegs, everything. If they say there's a tournament like a qualification, then you and say they're representative yourself. That's what they know only. But they don't care about the soccer players who are there like the soul bread, soccer. And all. So, but yeah, if Safa can be fixed, I think most of the things will come all right, man.
Hey, Mina, I don't think this Safa is going to be fixed. As I think a lot of the onus is going to be on us. Unfortunately, I mean, I don't know of many platforms that have had this kind of conversation. You know, we need to start doing those things, watching the girls, doing the like. At this point, it seems as though Safa be right, and they're not gonna care. And now these girls were only put up because Safa wanted to win the 2027 bid for the Women's World Cup. They lost it, but you know what I mean.
And then so my job it just last part mntakababa ngiyazi isikhathi ngikhuluma kakhulu is just into ezinjengalezi yangikwatisa in the support ye-football and it's mostly yabantu abamnyama and also nathi futhi ukuthi we also must take i-blame kokunye because we don't even participate ezintweni ezinjengalezi uyangithola to make sure people here they do have ideas. You can hear people when they talk here because they see what's happening and then they bring on valid point. It's just that people just need to combine and come up with a solid plan. For example, if I can just take you, Hodu, Bloemfontein Celtic, the biggest brand, is no longer there.
Yes.
But if supporters with Bloemfontein Celtic take, let's say, 10,000 rand, 10,000 of them, each contribute 50 rand, they would have contributed how much to the team while they were knowing it was struggling. But if that money and the contributor, you are not putting it to Umex Shabalal. You create sort of like a trust. You buy into Celtic as shares. Okay. Yes, we've contributed 20 million or 10 million. We want to buy 30% stake of this of our team as a trust. We are telling it is young and as long as people participate on things, because if you say there is ease of any lung and J out of nowhere, so
yeah, cala nathi nisicontributele guys. Cala nathi nisicontributele 20 rand a month. We can do this. Nathi we've got bills to pay and things to do. Wena ngakwazi khona nohlaru khona mina laba abanye.
Sekushoda nje ukuthi ikhuphule nje kancane kodwa score.
Hey, kancane kakhulu. Man, it's fine. Thank you, man. It's Is it refreshing to hear from somebody who's behind the scenes? I think a lot of times I know with me, sometimes it's things that I see and I'm like, "Hey man, there's something wrong here." But to have somebody behind the scenes actually come out and tell us.
It is. It is. This afternoon, I was actually at work and I was thinking about what Velile just said to say, you have so many ideas and because you love the thing. And I think earlier on in the week, we were talking about legacy and we were saying that in as much as we can support rugby, we can never call it our legacy, right? And that's the unfortunate truth. So it is, but it adds to the frustration of the reality of the problems, right? And the fact that at some point, I don't know which idea will pull suffer, but now you find that there's a product that has to be sold and it is the client that is forcing the supplier to sell the product. And so it's working in the reverse, which is like, it's so frustrating because when you're an outsider and you're looking, most people will say, we didn't know they were playing. Okay, no, for some of us that are following closely, we post as much as is possible whenever matches come up, right? And then there'll be the next problem. Unfortunately, other problems will only be addressed by the association. But for as long as we can do as much as we can, I think we'll get somewhere. I mean, you were mentioning earlier the trophy lifting videos. I watch them almost every weekend because like the frustration of the week builds up, and then during the weekend I'm like, okay, let me watch Banyana versus Morocco one more time so that I'm able to survive another week. But we really have a fantastic team, and I think this team has been the dream team. I hope the momentum continues as others go into their retirement and new players come in. But then again, I was watching even yesterday's match, speaking to what Bratemba just said now, and I was listening to the commentators, and when they were talking about Bonabo Tembi Khatlan, I was like, is it possible for them to mention like, hey guys, these people are authors, these people, Borifile, they own and they are founders of associations, of foundations that they're trying to push the game. They're trying to develop the game at grassroots level. So Banyana players are not just players on the pitch. They're really doing a lot of work, even off the pitch, that does not get the shine it deserves. Yeah, man, one day we'll get there, but until then, we keep working at it.
All I'm gonna say is that when it's Pork Friday, guys, kopa le apareng tsa Bafana, kopa ha banyana e dlalele lighting the TV, man, come everything, please, guys. Like, let's try advocate where we can. I know other things are out of our hands, but like, Banyana has a very good team, and Banyana has been representing us very well over the past few years, and for them to not get the love, like, I think everyone speaks about like, yeah, they need to win and they need to do this. Here's a team that is on the way to winning. And I think part of the problem with us is that sisapota when something is already big. You know, the Springboks, there was a time they were struggling. There was a time where Siya Kolisi wasn't even wanted as captain. They were questioning him being even in the Springboks as a quota player. They went through very dark times, you know, but their core audience kept them going. And the sad part is that, yes, ISAF and SABC is taking us away from these people. But when you see Banyana going to World Cups, when you see Bafana going to AFCONs, yes, we might think of them as the Bafana of 10 years ago or 15 years ago or whatever, or Banyana of 15 years ago. But let's support, guys. Let's support. What do we have? What do you have to lose? I remember I was on a stream the one day and somebody here said, I'm not going to support women's football because what? And I asked the question, what do you have to lose? You can go be happy, right? So guys, let's take some onus on ourselves, you know. What white people are very good at is they're good at galvanizing for their own, whether it's going well or whether it's going badly, right? By the time you guys knew about the Springboks, there's tons of work that has been done behind the scenes. They've been supported. I live in Pretoria. When the Springboks are playing, even Tri Nations, I forgot the name, that was the change. Pretoria changes. When you go to the shops, it's all Springboks. Like, all the white people come out at 3 to buy some supplies, then they go back to go watch. And it's sad because when you look at the Springboks, yes, we support them and we love them, but for 80% of the year, you can't even access them, right? So why don't we go and support Banyana? SABC Plus is free. As bad as SABC's broadcasting and marketing of the stuff is, it's free. Let's watch, let's support, you know, at least Lababa win. Banama trophy. Well, Bane trophy, right? That's recent, last year. So let's support them, man. Let's learn about them. You know, we'll try our best as content creators, but guys, let's all find a way to really get behind our girls. The segment wasn't meant to take this long, but what I'll do is we'll discuss Ballon d'Or tomorrow. We'll speak about MESSI and the whole system and whether it still works and whether it's still relevant. Lyrical Pope says rugby championship. Yes, the rugby championship. Like, guys, things just don't happen. Just before I go, things just don't happen. A lot of the time we look from the outside and we go, yes, sis, the way those guys support, the way those guys love, the way those guys do whatever. The example I always use is my son's school, right? You look at his school and you go, oh no, these guys, there's apps, there's reminders, there's forced this, there's that, they send you that, they do this. Like, they make sure that culture is maintained. They make sure that internally you cannot change whatever's happening and you'll be forced to do the thing. So we need to start doing that with ourselves. We need to start creating situations where the culture of us watching football and doing these things come from us, and we remind each other and we watch with each other and we do all those things together. Whether it be Bafana, whether it be Banyana, under 23, whoever. Because those players are not the problem. The problem is up there. So let's support the people. Banyana is fighting so hard on this, guys. Yes, a lot of them do. They are playing overseas. Others are playing in Hollywood Bets, which is it's a semi-professional league. Some of them have 9-to-5 jobs. And they go out and they win continental competitions only to come back home and nobody knows, nobody cares, nobody says anything. You know, so guys, let's support. Please post upcoming matches. No stress, PITSO. I'll post them. Tri Nations, hey, Velile. Rugby full time. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow, 12:30. Like you guys know, the show is Monday to Friday, 12:30 in the afternoon, Monday to Wednesday at 8 p.m. Tomorrow, we're going to be watching Pirates, I believe. And I'll try to do a double thing with the Sundowns, who are playing in the AFL against the Al Ahly. So tomorrow, 12:30, join me. We'll speak about this Ballon d'Or situation and discuss that, and also just preview that Sundowns match with some really hot things that Rulani said. Thank you guys for joining me. Best way to contribute to this platform, head on over to YouTube, click on join. There's 3 tiers, a 20 Rand tier, a 60 Rand tier, and a 160 Rand tier. 20 Rand, any of the tiers get you into the WhatsApp group. That is where we have proper conversations, much longer conversations, a lot more back and forth with everything that comes up. So if you want to join that, please head on over there. And also Fridays are for members. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 12:30.